Today in Moco, just announced on X, Squid Blades are getting a nerf, repeated rewards are getting a nerf. Let's look at the article. So this post on X went live just about an hour ago from chanlle, the community manager for Moco. And chanlle says, hey everyone, let's talk about Squid Blades and Chaos Shard farming. So making two changes this week in response to the Squid Blades being too strong when combined. So having a group of people which cause matchmaking disruptions in rifts, which we'll talk about a bit in a moment. And then the Chaos Shard farming by exploiting a pattern to repeatedly claim XP from the looping pass rewards. So why are they making these changes? Well, firstly, regarding the Squid Blades, it's causing matchmaking issues within rifts because players can only take advantage of the the main point of having the Squid Blades, the invisibility, when the whole team, the whole squad is using that weapon. And then if people loaded into a game, some people were intentionally losing. So let's talk about this very quickly. So Squid Blades have been absolutely phenomenal, especially with helping with speed runs, but also have been used as a viable tactic just to complete a difficult rift. What has happened, and I've experienced this as well, is that you may well load into a rift, take the bow and arrow with you, or whatever's your favourite weapon, the techno fist possibly, and you would load into it, and one, two, or all three of your rift partners would have the Squid Blades and would be thinking that they were just going to charge to the boss. They would then run to the boss and leave you battling all of the adds on the way, which obviously you can't do. And the three of them that ran to the boss were never going to kill the boss anyway. It just never works out. It's always an absolute disaster. Alternatively, people would load in with Squid Blades, see that other people in the rift didn't have Squid Blades, and then would just AFK out and be gone. And the whole thing was a waste. And because we've not got a surrender button or a quit button or some sort of like voting system where you can have everybody that agrees, yes, we should leave now, that it just means that the people remaining, it's just a waste of time. Squid Blades have become meta in a lot of rifts. Well, Squid Blades have become like essential in a lot of rifts, especially for the speed running. The sheer amount of trash and the HP of it all means that you need the Squid Blades to skip it. So we'll come to that in a moment. The other thing is the Chaos Shard farming then. So it's giving players an advantage on the leaderboard over those playing the game as designed. So this was purely that you could go into some of the I think one of the dojos specifically. You'll be able to go in there, and as long as you had XP remaining to be earned in the day, you would get shards that would drop in there. You can collect the shards and try to collect as little XP that drops as possible, and then die or time out or whatever, and just go in and rinse and repeat, and you would progress through the pass, gaining those rewards at the end. But anyway, they're going to make changes to stop people doing that. This was just for people like hardcore people that were farming it in the most part, and they make a comment on that. So how are they fixing this? Squid Blades, we're reworking the weapon, which more details to come later in the week. But for now, what they will share is that the biggest change is that the invis is being removed, which is absolutely massive. They say it's currently too easy to exploit. I don't know what you can exploit about the invisibility, as in it's there to make you go invisible, you run past things. I'm not sure what the exploit part is, if someone wants to explain that to me. But they're not saying what the change is going to be, just that they're going to balance out and buff other aspects of the weapon to kind of compensate. So what do you think? Are Squid Blades going to just be dead now? The invisibility was basically their selling point. That was why you took them, for the invisibility. If you take that away, what, how are they going to function? Like, what could be good about them now? So let me know down in the comments. Have you got any thoughts? How would you rework the Squid Blades? Because that is exactly what is coming our way pretty soon. Chaos Shard farming then. So the change they're doing to that is they're limiting the number of times that you can claim the looping reward at the end of the pass. As I say, it rotates through various different bits, but they're limiting it. You can only do it now a certain amount of times. And there's going to be, when the new Shard Hunt pass goes live, that's when we'll get this. Anyway, both fixes expected to go live at the end of the week, and thanks for sticking with us. Excellent. So I thought we'd just have a quick look in the comments then and see what is down here. So we've got the first comment: any response about the uproar in community for the PvP weekend event, especially duo queue slugfest? I hate this event. I mean, I know that Moco is only pretty new, and there's only been, a handful of events, but this one, personally, either I am rubbish at it or it is a rubbish event. Let me know, what do you think of this event, because I'm struggling enough in 1v1. The 2v2 is a shambles. Anyway, Jal says, yeah, that one was a miss. Sorry about that. So acknowledgement that this isn't very good, I don't think. But, you know, some people might love it, so let me know. Part of the problem was actually because the brown belt, easy for me to say, ELO behaviour wasn't working as intended, and it shouldn't be as punishing. It was super punishing. So we'll do this last one then. Last one from Luffy Stan says, great, could you, by the way, take a look over people having worried about the repetitive and add more monsters? Okay. Or at least talk about this, please, because some of us are worried that this may affect the game excitement in the meantime. So, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, there's so many avenues where they could go with this game. So, you know, we'll see what's to come. Jao says, we know many of you feel the game lacks more content and it's heavily discussed within the team, so positive signs. It won't be improved in a week, so bear with us, but we're working on it. So there is stuff in the pipeline. Naturally, it's not going to be, you know, available in a week. Of course it's not. But there is stuff in the pipeline. Vanquish says, game just came out and it's not even global yet. For a 1.0, you guys did a phenomenal job. Can't wait to see what this game looks like in a year or two. Definitely has potential to be their best Supercell game. I'm in Vanquish's camp on this one. I think this game is absolutely incredible. And given that it's only been out for about 3 weeks and it's still under a kind of invite blanket, so it's not actually like global yet, I think the game is in an incredible situation. I did see a different video talking about like lack of end game content. People aren't at the end game yet, and if you're into this kind of farming, this XP chasing, this killing certain monsters, this protecting things, and this hunter-gatherer type of thing, then, well, like I am, then this game is absolutely perfect. Yes, there's more things that can be done, but for the first 3 weeks, there is so much stuff to. I'm well pleased with where the game's at, and I cannot wait to see what is next. Anyway, what do you think about the Squid Blades rework that's coming? How would you change it? And what do you think about the kind of nerf to the pass, although that was put down as an exploit, so it should never have worked that way in the first place? As always, thanks for watching Daily Moco content. I'll see you in the next one.